Let's quickly talk about Salesforce Pardot email marketing review. And into this I really want to do an in-depth review. I really wanted to go granular here and explain to you everything that Pardot has to offer. And sometimes people say Pardot or Pardot, but we say Pardot. So Salesforce Pardot, we are going to look at the pros and cons, all the functionalities, all the capabilities. So let's first start with the overview. So when you think about the Salesforce Pardot email marketing software, I want you to think about a powerful MarTech platform with excellent automation and email marketing. So MarTech, marketing technology. So while it's not cheap, Salesforce Pardot sets its own standard across MarTech automation and email marketing, mainly because it combines an intuitive design with very deep features covering loads of integrations, options, and AI-powered analytics. So when you think about Pardot, I want you to think about granularity. I want you to think about depth. I want you to think about breadth. And so you have, so with Pardot email automation tool, you can effectively schedule and let's say send personalized emails to thousands of prospects at once. And you can choose to make responsive templates that you can reuse or create and send emails that deliver personalized experiences to all your prospects individually. Now, it's not easy. It's not really not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. You have to think about a steep learning curve at the beginning, at least. It is not cheap either. So we're speaking about $1,200 to $1,500. That's actually the monthly starting price. Let's talk about the pros and cons here. What are the pros? You have a stellar range of features in automation and email marketing. You have unlimited automation branching. You have a white glove new user onboarding service. And you have a convenient integration with Salesforce apps like Einstein, for instance. What about the cons? It is too expensive for small and medium-sized businesses, including the startups. And so this Pardot actually lacks standalone mobile apps. So the bottom line here is you got to ask yourself, do you have the budget? Let's say, do you have the budget to the budgetary resource to actually go after Pardot, to actually have Pardot, and do you need it? Because see, if you are bringing Pardot into your tech stack, you really are moving your email marketing campaign to another level. And here we're not speaking about email marketing campaign, just the email marketing campaign. We're speaking about MarTech. Okay, so you have a free plan, you have A/B testing, you have your social media marketing that actually are part of the Pardot sort of offer. I want to dig a little deeper when it comes to the value added. So when we talk about Salesforce email marketing Pardot, what are we talking about in terms of value added? Now, the thing here is that with so many features and benefits that Pardot offers, you may not know where to even begin, right? Because I was telling you before that there is a steep learning curve, and there is. But now, before we get started, let's define the types of Pardot emails so we understand common Pardot functions. So let's talk about the Pardot emails, the typology here. You have engagement studio, you have drip programs, you have one-to-one emails, you have list emails, you have autoresponders, you have testing your Pardot emails, you have litmus testing with the Pardot, you have email testing in general, you have a Pardot preview mode, and you have quality assurance. And each of this is actually a criterion upon which you can base an entire strategy. It really depends on what you really want to get out of the Pardot sort of software tool. Let's first start with the engagement studio. So this is a complex prospect nurturing engine that marketers use to build intelligently automated programs. And so you will basically work into, I'll explain this later on, but I want to say that it's really great if you have the resources and you have the scope for it. A drip program is just an older version of the Engagement Studio. So a big difference between the two is the interface. The Engagement Studio uses a canvas interface, whereas drip programs use a step-by-step wizard. So those programs are quickly being deprecated in newer versions of Pardot. You have one-to-one emails. So in such a type of email, you are only emailing to a single prospect. And this feature is mostly used by salespeople who are working out of Pardot. You have list emails. They are commonly used for email blasts sent to specific lists, and a classic use case for this will be a one-time single promotion, like an online-only sale of your product. You also have autoresponders, so prospects receive this type of email as a follow-up after they complete a desired action. An everyday use case will be sending an email with a white paper attached after a prospect fills out a form. And so in terms in terms of testing your Pardot emails, before you push send on your emails, we recommend that you test all of your email drafts and templates. This is to ensure optimum deliverability, confirm that the populated data is correct, and that all formatting appears as designed. Let's talk about the specs here. So when we talk about Pardot, you need to understand that if you're a small business with a limited budget, you're not going to be able to afford Pardot in the first place, right? It's one of those things you got to ask yourself: do you really need the product? Do you really need to actually use this at all? Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that it's all about what really works for you. I want to really talk about the specs, but I want to really talk about email integration, and I want to really focus on email marketing and integration. So the thing is, many customers use Pardot as an email marketing solution, and we have tested that way too. Here, Pardot continues to lead the pack, again based on that intuitive interface coupled with a good feature selection that includes all the hits like A/B testing, segmentation, and dynamic content generation. However, it's important to understand that Pardot is not really easy to use. For example, when we think about MailChimp or GetResponse, for example, Pardot is a lot less easy to use. And so you also one thing I want to also say is that when you think about Pardot, you have the element of artificial intelligence and business intelligence. So you have a double layer. You have a robotic double layer that actually can add a layer of a complexity to your email marketing campaign real quickly. Now, if this is what you want, then it's fine. But you have to constantly really pay attention to that, because if you have a team that's constantly using the Pardot tool, you want to make sure those team members are also trained. And what about, let's talk about are there any new developments and features? Well, this is something that comes all the time, that Salesforce email marketing Pardot is constantly adding new functionalities and new capabilities. And it's really is now possible for Pardot admins to determine the default message that appears across forms, and marketing users can customize their messages on a per form basis. And so that functionality, for all intents and purposes, is really available for Pardot accounts with the handlebar merge language, the HTML option enabled. Now, it's all about, again, going back to, do you really need that? Not necessarily. Now, if you're a regular user, you don't need to have the HTML option. Okay, marketing users can now personalize content with merge fields. Plus, they no longer have to switch between the legacy merge language and HTML as they work on different assets in Pardot. One thing we love about Pardot is the fact that you basically have a slick interface. I mean, this is an area where Salesforce email marketing Pardot really shines, okay? And you will see this in all Salesforce associated products, that the dashboard is always clean with easy to read tabs and icons, and most users find it easy to navigate the tool regardless of how deep into the whales they might get. And Pardot uses a left-hand navigation setup that we found useful for quick data consumption. However, Pardot has taken an added step of letting you collapse the navigation rail depending on how much room you need to view your reports or to expand your automation sequence branches. It's all about, again, the sequence you want to allocate to your email marketing activities. And one thing we love also is that we love the fact that you are able to segment your audience. You're able to constantly, that you are able to scale your audience, also to scale your email marketing campaigns based on your audience demographics and geography, among other criteria. One thing I want to say is that an important criteria that we have paid attention to is the geography. And this is important for, if you have, let's say, if you have a huge database of contacts, some of whom are in Europe, for example, then you want to pay attention to that criterion of the geography, for example. And so, in talking about Salesforce email marketing Pardot review, we want to talk about social media marketing, which plays a quintessential role also in Pardot. So, depending on which plan you are on, you will gain access to a host of superb multi-channel tools that you won't find on most strict marketing automation tools. For example, unlike Infusionsoft, Pardot lets you create social media campaigns. The tool lets you schedule and send posts in real time to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram let's say in addition to Twitter simultaneously. And you can create an unlimited number of social accounts and schedule and send as many posts as possible. You can also use the tool to view social stats. For example, how many times a prospect clicked on one of your posts, if he or she shares the post, or if or she left a comment. And so Pardot also offers a search marketing tool plugged into Bing, Google, and Yahoo. And you can actually check search engine rankings, monthly volumes, ranking difficulties, run competitors analysis, and monitor your paid search campaigns. Fantastic. Let's quickly talk about working with email marketing. So within Pardot, you have the ability to do a lot of things, okay? And so along with email automation, Pardot has very capable email marketing features. And so we give Pardot a test run by creating an email campaign to advertise, for example, some deals. And we added some contacts, prospects into the system, and then assign them to ourselves so they will show up as eligible to receive the email blast, okay? So there are two ways to create prospects or contacts. You can create a list, go to each person's record and add them to that campaign. That's method number one. Method number two, you can use dynamic lists in which you search for the criteria of a prospect and add the prospects if they match the criteria. You can add certain prospects based on their score and from which campaigns the emails originated. So when you, let's say, what happened here is that when you import a file of prospects, it has to be in CSV formats though. XLS doesn't work. So just like with Campaigner, when importing a CSV or Microsoft Excel file, we had to operate operate things a little differently. For example, we had to separate the first name and the last name into separate fields, so the software would also recognize as separate fields, like first name and last name. So those are things that a lot of software tools don't have nowadays, but hey, it is what it is in Pardot. And so when we enter the editor in let's say to draft an email, a template appeared, but it wasn't intuitive on how to edit it. First, we chose to add a new email list campaign, but then we backtracked to add new email templates. It's really important to understand that with Pardot, again, I said this before, there is a learning curve to think about at the beginning. It is what it is, and you just if you love the tools and capabilities that Pardot is offering you, be willing to actually go through the learning process. Okay, it might take you a day or two. If you have let's say a large team, it might take you a week, but once you get the functionalities and capabilities of Pardot, you are good to go. Okay, so think about maybe it's worth it to invest originally in this I would say in these activities, so you are better off in the long run. And so you are able to run A/B tests. You are able to actually what we love is that Pardot has impressive trigger actions called completion actions, in which you can automatically add a contact to your prospect list when they complete a form. So this is really good. Let's quickly talk about ABM and support. So Pardot contains a host of interesting features designed to expand and improve on what's in already, in our view, a top-notch system. It offers integration with Salesforce account-based marketing, ABM, a tool that automates the work done between sales and marketing teams to identify target accounts, marry data between sales and marketing databases, and execute campaigns to each account's primary decision maker. And what we love here is that tool is backed by Salesforce Einstein AI engine. So to access ABM and you need to use Sales Cloud along with Pardot. And to access ABM, you need the 360-degree view of customers with the CRM, which is Sales Cloud, as well as the marketing automation features of Pardot. So if this is something that your organization really wants to get into, then you might want to explore that part of things. And support is one area where Pardot has many competitors beat. So Salesforce Pardot's phone support is available 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So ending Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the company has a voluminous and growing knowledge base for self-serve support. So we really found that the chat support to be quite intuitive and responsive to our queries, and the knowledge base was replete with information about every aspect of Pardot's operation. So like most Salesforce products, Pardot's support is consultative, and it's very easy to get a real human on the phone or on email to quickly help solve issues or make suggestions on how to improve your campaign outcome. And more importantly, at least for us, for new users and SMBs, Salesforce has a quick start onboarding package, which is a white glove service, assigning a dedicated Pardot implementation manager to each account. This is really, really good. And so this benefits offers up to 60 days to configure the Pardot system to a business's specifications, help with campaign launches, and campaign results evaluation. If you remember, I was telling you the steep learning curve. Now, Salesforce does have, again, a solution for that. So you have an expert, a Salesforce expert, who will actually assist you, making sure the implementation is as smooth, as seamless as possible. And so this is kind of cool. And one thing we want to say here is that other players in the industry also have it. HubSpot has it. So it's not really a unique Salesforce capability, but it is good to know that it is there. Let's talk about the pricing here. So you can see on the screen here the pricing for Pardot price, the pricing for the software. So the standard growth Pardot plans cost about $1,200 to $1,500 per month for up to 10,000 contacts when billed annually. And this plan includes email marketing, prospect tracking, lead scoring, 50 forms, 50 landing pages, chat support, as well as standard Salesforce CRM integration. This is really cool because the Salesforce CRM integration is really deep and broad, and having this depth and breadth of features in your tech stack is really great. The Plus plan costs about $2,500 to $3,000 per month for up to 10,000 contacts when billed annually. And in this middle tier plan, Pardot offers A/B and multivariate testing. You have email analytics, Google AdWords integration, application programming interface, so API access, and an integrated marketing calendar. And so that's for the mid-tier plan. What about the advanced plan? What about the premium plan? So the advanced plan costs about $4,000 to $5,000 for up to 10,000 contacts when billed annually. And it includes access to Einstein AI technology. And this plan offers custom user roles and permissions, custom object integration, a dedicated IP address, predictive lead score, and behavior scoring. And the cool thing is all plans give you a capacity for 10,000 contacts, which should cover the needs of most small to mid-sized businesses. So this is kind of cool. And Salesforce Engage, which is a $50 per month per user add-on option, gives you access to real-time alerts when contacts open a marketing email and read it. For example, if let's say you send out a note about a Cyber Monday sale in your store, Engage will send you an alert in Pardot when the customer opens the email. The proactive alerts are useful and a feature that you'll also find in products such as Infusion by Keep. So clicking on a contact's record in Engage also provides email templates you can use to send off a note. So the advantage of Salesforce Engage is that it could reveal trends that can help you close deals a lot faster. So interactive dashboards are highly informative and assist reps in terms of monitoring and controlling their campaign success. We love that a lot. And so Salesforce Engage also makes it possible to access a live and customizable feed of prospect activities on your phone, let's say your phone, tablets, or desktop. So there is really no excuse not to jump on prospective deals. This is kind of cool. And so Pardot has the highest starting price of any of the marketing automation tools we have reviewed. In its class, you will find tools such as the aforementioned HubSpot, our marketing. So the thing is that you have you have HubSpot, you also have other players, but really you have Infusionsoft also. But Pardot is really, really high up there. The bottom line here is that you got to ask yourself: do you have the resources for it, and do you have the need for whatever Pardot is really offering? So what's the bottom line here? While it's not cheap, Salesforce Pardot sets its own standard across MarTech automation and email marketing, mainly because it combines an intuitive design with very deep features covering loads of integration options and AI-powered analytics.